That's a Tesla. We're gonna go for a test drive. It's a Model S. It's a P90D. And I'm gonna go for a test drive in the P90D, huh? Yeah, there's no sound of a motor. So this is the Tesla P90, huh? What does that mean?
P90D is 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds.
0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That's
2.8 seconds.
Huh?
2.8
Well,
seconds.
that makes a lot of difference in quarter mile. Okay, so very quiet except for the fan. You're just gonna have to talk to Elon about getting a quieter fan.
It's just very hot in here, so
Oh, you can turn around. I'm just talking. That's probably the next thing they'll work on.
yeah.
Because people just already accept the vacuum noise, they accept the blender noise, they accept the fan, heater fan noise. Different things that people accept. There's not going to be a change until someone says, hey, maybe that's a little bit irritating.
So on the left you have the traffic aware cruise control.
The traffic what?
Traffic aware cruise control. On the right
I'm sorry, traffic what?
Aware cruise control.
Aware.
It's that button on the left. On the right you have the auto steer. So when those are gray, that means that they're available but not turned on.
Okay.
Blue means that they're on.
Alright, so what's that cruise control aware? What's that?
It means that it will basically keep track of the car in front of you and it won't go over the speed.
Okay, so we're doing a test drive on this P90D Tesla, and it has a super good center of gravity. It's like a good old days when you were driving the go-kart. It had a frame down low, and he's got the batteries in it. It doesn't even break loose. Looks like the weight distribution is good. He said it's 48 in the back and 52 in the front. I get good street road racer. We're up to 73 miles an hour. It looks like a second or two. Layman's terms, they say it's 2.8 in seconds. You can reach 60 miles an hour. It's got a telephone on the dash. Also GPS on this huge, looks like it's about a 9 by 17
inch.
9 by 17 inch screen. 17 is probably the diagonal, so they got these sliding. Okay, so you were saying this has automatic pilot. You can see his hands are off the wheel. It's predicting the distance, measuring the distance. It's got radar, self parking. It's slowing down, and his feet aren't even on the pedals. His feet are resting, and we're in traffic, and it's slowing down. You can see his feet are not even on the pedals. It's slowing down. Leather seats, fairly good leg space, double sunroof. Looks like he's controlling the sunroof. That's pretty luxury. Oh man, I could spend some extra time on this car. Of course, they already had it pre-designed, pre-built. That's got to be a lot of hours. How long did it take them to get this designed and built? A couple of years? 5 years. 5 years. How about like that? Cool car, man. Yeah, it's nice. Something to aspire to.
Yeah, one day.
It's got the Alcantara liners, roof liner, and looks like it's got E windows, which is a slight tint, I believe, a real minor tint. It's probably much tinted more from looking from the outside because of the reflective capacity, like these cars here. Like this car, you can't see in per se. If it wasn't for traffic, we'd probably be doing 110, 115.
Probably.
Yeah. There's the Verdugo Mountains up here. We're just out of Burbank. There's a nature reserve up there, but I'm not too impressed coming from Washington. High 15,000 foot mountains loaded with glaciers and 300-foot tall trees, 1,500 to 3,000 years old. Gushing rivers, waterfalls, major lakes. But this resource down here is all in the human capacity. It's awesome. They're making these electric cars, hundreds of horsepower. What is it? 400 in the back, 250 in the front.
And 700 horsepower.
It's a 700 horsepower vehicle, and that's insane. People have to spend thousands of dollars to build these diesels, even to get 500 to 1,000 horsepower. This is stock 700 horsepower, $130,000.
Yeah, for 700 horsepower. Yeah.
Well, that's why we're doing the 2.8. Huh? You got other versions that are more for housewives.
Yeah, 70,000 goes 0 to 60 at 5.5.
That's great. That's still fast. Okay, so it's going to be careful not to damage the vehicle.
It has emergency braking, so if you get close to hitting something, it'll stop.
Really? So if you just before you hit that guy, it'll lock it up.
Yep.
Wow, that's really amazing. That's kind of a good idea to get this test drive, because otherwise you wouldn't know. But yeah, it's like real, almost genuine leather. I don't think it is, because that would be against. I think as long as you're recycling from an animal that's being harvested for meat, there's going to be an amount of leather being sold. Eventually, they could brag about not being a non-animal product.
Yep.
You sure it's not? It is actual genuine leather.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like genuine leather, and it's really it's like almost like a suede leather. I mean, really fine. Yeah, we got a sound system in here that looks like it's yeah, it's got an equalizer. Yeah, so they have a all digital touch. It's a touch screen, okay. Radio equalizer. It also has a balance and fade control that you just touch on a grid style. Got a grid configuration for left, right speakers and fade front and back by using your finger. Probably based on the mouse design. It's probably pretty simple stuff for the guys behind working in the laboratory, because it's already been invented, and they're just modifying it and putting it into cars and putting a new face on it. That's pretty awesome. Taking existing technology. Oh, sure, Elon's been inventing stuff too. I mean, probably Google, I realize, is much bigger and more involved with partnerships and deals, investing their technology into products and cars and navigation and space and yeah. So does Google have an outlet down here?
There's something in Silicon Beach.
All right. Okay, so the biggest selling thing of this is it's electric, which means you're not burning fossil fuels that produce carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, which of course is in a combustion engine they're trying to filter it. They haven't until recently. California has been the leader on emissions control for many years because of the heavy cities and heavy population and the strictness of the municipality and their emission laws. But the main thing is this electric car. There's been a division of time of 100 years that Edison was trying to Edison in a generic term, because Edison actually had hundreds of people working for him, and Edison did not invent everything. And Tesla is actually the guy. Nicola Tesla is the one that originated alternating motor, the generator, the motor and generator working the same, can be a dual, either a motor or a generator. And okay, back at the plant, looks like they got art. They probably have movies on here. They probably have face. You can see your wife's face or your girlfriend's face when you're talking to her. If they don't, then that should be put in the comment box so you can see your wife's face, just like on Skype or something, or on iPhone. Do they have that?
No.
Well, that'll be coming up in the next model, where you can talk to your wife and their picture of her is right there. It's kind of like
Well, you can do, I mean, it's all software, so this model could have that eventually. But
now things are evolution. There's such a thing as evolution, by the way, people. Everybody thinks evolution has to do with animals becoming humans.
auto park.
There's no way it's going to be able to auto park that. How do you know that it's detecting that spot?
Because it says that it found it.
It found it. So it looks like it's coming a little wide. But look at how it's coming over a little bit wide. It's going to do it again. It saw it as being too wide. It's backing in by itself. You have got to be kidding. This is the thing. You guys got to let people know this.
We do.
That's why people are coming in. This is really amazing. And if you want to do it any faster, you got to do it yourself. Yeah, you can burn it in what they call the old Maverick, was it? That used to slide his car into the space. Okay, looks like we're good on the test drive. Looks like we're good on the test drive. Does that stay running? Does that stay running? Or is it shut down? Just a second, I gotta get my bag out of there. Let me see you there. That's it. Let me get my bag. Yeah, anybody steal these things? They don't leave them out here. Are they hard to steal, or they got a good alarm system in it? Huh?
You have to have the key fob because the frequency, but I'm sure somebody will hack that.
Those guys that are hacking that are probably got a better job than to go hack a Tesla. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, yeah, it's probably valuable. I went for a ride in the Tesla. Pretty fast car. I actually neglected my son works at Tesla, and I thought, well, it's not that impressive. It takes a lot to impress me. And so I thought, well, I might as well. And I was pretty impressed. The quality of the vehicle, the trim, the quality of the materials, construction, how it's put together, the onboard electronics, just the basic electric power, use of electric power, the motors, how well those are designed. Beautiful little casings, housings, shafts, suspension, the chassis, batteries on the bottom, pretty wide wheels. We went out for a ride on the entrance to the freeway on a really sharp hairpin corner. Accelerated, didn't break loose, didn't even drift, and the G-forces were enough to make your head and body shift in the seat. Also 0 to 60 in 2.8. I was in the one with 700 horsepower, so that was I was pretty impressed. So this car deserves everything, all the credits that they give it.